Hello ladies and gents, welcome to CG Reactions. This is Going Camping at the End of the World by the channel Internet Historian. I don't know what this video is because I haven't watched it yet, but the title makes me think this is about maybe flat earthers. It could be. This is more of a pre-talk of this video before I even start the video, so I don't know what this video is about, but if I go to guess, this could be about flat earthers. Maybe flat earthers try to camp at the edge of the earth because they think it's flat. First of all, people say, what next phase of civilization are we going to be? What next advancement are we going to make? Are we going to advance in biology? Are we going to live for 500 years? Are we going to live on Mars? Are we going to live on Europa, multi-planetary species, multi-star species? What next phase of civilization are we going to live in? Are the hydrogen cars going to be next thing? Are self-driving cars going to be next thing? The cars going to propelled by nuclear fusion, nuclear reactor, small one that fuels the car. What next phase of civilization are we going to live in? Just next level of computer simulations. What are we going? Man, you know where we are going? We are going right back down the hole. People are starting to believe in flat earths now. They are rising in numbers. Are you kidding me? Greeks knew the world is round. Pythagoras knew that. 6th century BC, that's 2600 years ago. They knew the world was round, and now every day with all this technology, Pythagoras couldn't see the world with the telescopes. They didn't have the Hubble in the space. They didn't have International Space Station in space. And yet they knew the world is round. We have all of them, and people are like, no, still, I don't believe it. It's flat. First of all, what do you mean by flat? Flat as in two-dimensional, it doesn't have thickness. It does have thickness, but it's flat. So you're saying it's a rectangle. Is that what you're saying? Why would it be rectangle? Why would the center of some place would be at a longer distance to one side than the other? That's what rectangle means. It's not even from every single degree of angle. And circle is a perfect shape. You can even argue that it's shapeless shape. From the center of the sphere to every point of the surface is even. That's why everything's spherical. Stars are spherical, galaxies are circular, everything is spherical or circular. Even the atoms are spherical. The electron, revolves in a circular manner. They don't revolve like this, like triangle or something. So why would Earth not be spherical? This is just stupid. I'm just saying all this. I don't even know what the topic is. I'm just guessing here. Let's see the video if it's about flat earthers or not.
Oh baby, look at the size of that sponsor.
Just relax. Everything's totally serene. You're floating through a cloud. The sun is warm on your face. The end is nigh. A prophecy has been foretold. The rapture is coming. And we have the specific date. Soon the believers will rise and the impure will be left below. So repent, sinner. Repent. Get your affairs in order. Take your preparation H. That's preparation for heaven. Because the world will officially end on May 21st, 2011.
Is this about...
May 21, there's going to be a terrific earthquake.
Oh God, of course it's this. It's not about flat earthers, it's about this guy. So this guy is the guy who just did this prediction. They're calling prediction. If there was centuries ago, they would call this prophecies. So it's like, in May 2011, world's going to end. The time came. You know what? Maybe I got the calculations wrong. Now it's going to be October 2011. That day come, nothing happened. Like, there's still something. I just gave these predictions, and one day he's like, you know what? I was wrong. I'm not gonna give any predictions, and people are pissed off. Like, damn, he was wrong. There are still some of him cultist like followers who doesn't matter what will always believe him, but there will be lots of people who were pissed. And then in 2013 or 2014 he died by falling. That's all the explanation given. Now that's suspicious to me. Maybe some of the people got pissed off and did something, I don't know. He didn't die of natural causes, he died because of falling. So let's see how internet historian have a field day with this one.
Way, way greater than anything that the earth has ever experienced, and that'll be the beginning of Judgment Day.
In late 2010, a campaign was launched to save some souls. They suited up, took to the streets. But it was more than just placards and flyers. Soon they were joined by a caravan of 5 RVs roaming the country, spreading the good word about the rapture. Thousands of people took it seriously. Many began selling their possessions. They were maxing out.
This is a trend in USA, isn't it? You know how you know your country is really rich, too rich, really rich than anybody has been in the past? When stupid things that doing it will not bring you any money or any resources back, but you still spend a ridiculous amount of money to do that. Caravans, fueling the caravans, doing all this, costing all this money to do what? Just to roam around because one guy said it's going to be the end of the world, so just say it's the end of the world. You're not gonna get anything out of this. You're just spending money, but you have too many money. That's how you know people have way too much money in USA. Doing things like this, which has no return, which has no profit, but they still spend a lot of money doing all these things. Caravans over caravans, camping, and costing things it's not free to go on a road with all these RVs and things like that, and yet people spend money.
Our credit cards, taking on debt. Even the news picked up on it.
The end is near.
Advertising was put on bus stops, in subways. A big expensive billboard was put up. Then another. Then another.
See?
Then 5,000 more.
5,000 billboard.
This quickly became...
You paid for 5,000 billboards and what? You didn't have any returns. I know it's stupid mental like world's going to end. Who cares about money? But still, nobody would even think to risk that much money, even if they knew the world would end in any other country. But in USA, they would. That's how you know your country has lots of money.
Became the most expensive single event advertising campaign ever, totaling over $100 million just to tell people about a rapture on May 21st, 2011. How the heck did this happen? Herald Camping.
Look man, I bought Harley Davidson in India. Tariffs are ridiculous. I paid more than twice for it. So it's not that spending ridiculous money, I'm too much saint of that, but I would not spend a single cent doing this kind of things. There's a difference between spending too much and spending stupidly, and this is stupid amount of money to spend.
So who is this hardcore gangster rapturist, Harold Camping? He was one of the biggest figures in Christian media. He had a show, Open Forum, hosted by his company, Family Radio. In 2010, it was a media empire, worth over $70 million. His message went out on over 200 radio stations across the United States, and many more around the world. His listenership? Millions. And when he says the world will end, a decent-sized contingent believed it. Now hold on, I can see the comment section filling up with edgy atheists and skeptics already. Listen, at first I also didn't believe Mr. Camping. I get it. There have been many people to predict the rapture before and get it wrong. But wait, give him a chance.
I looked at all the scientific data I could find, like carbon-14 dating or potassium-argon dating.
This time, it's different. Camping is coming at you with irrefutable evidence of the rapture because he's using math. This is not just a bit, this is actually how he calculated the rapture. So, Jesus died on April 1st, 33 AD. Now take the year 2011. That's a difference of 1,978. We times that by 365.2422, and that gives you the number of days it's been since that, including leap years. That equals 722,449. Now keep that number in mind. Keep it in your head. Atonement. Now that's 5. Completeness. That's 10. And heaven is 17. Now we times them all together, And look at this, 850. Then we square that, and that's 722,500. A difference of 51. 51 days plus April 1st, 2011 equals May 21st, 2011. You did it, Mr. Camping. You've cracked the code. And needless to say, his skepticism...
Mathematician have nothing on this guy.
were left destroyed by facts and logic. Even the ones who pointed out that he predicted the rapture once before in 1994 in a Louis Theroux documentary.
1994 will be the last day of the final tribulation period.
But shut up, shut up.
No, it's not about shut up. In 1994, there was no internet, there was no social media presence that it was in 2011. So he could just do these things, stay under the radar and still have millions of followers because the areas were separated by, there was no internet. So areas were separated. Crazy peoples, there were millions of followers. Nobody knew about them, no news channel talked about them. People didn't even know things like that existed. Nowadays, somebody does this kind of thing, has millions of followers, news media will pick up on it, will put on some kind of blog or something, world will know about it, world will comment on it, and they will become a big thing. So he probably didn't, he's an old guy, at the time he was an old guy. So he probably didn't, thought that it's going to be that big of a deal. He thought it would be like in 94. Like, I'm going to say these things, I'm going to have followers, I'm going to make money, I'm just going to move on, people will still believe things. He didn't know it would become so huge, the pressure will increase on him. So one time he had to say it, I'm not going to make any predictions.
He's got more to say than just the date. My boy is about to tell you how the whole thing is going to go down. So God's going to snatch up all the good boys, about 200 million of us. Everyone else? Pets? Even the cute ones. So dudes, you're getting left behind. Then at 6 p.m.
No joke, this is how really they thought, what he said? This really is how he said the rapture would go. What? Kids would just disappear like that,
Even the cute ones. So dudes, you're getting left behind. Then at 6 p.m. exactly on Christmas Island, earthquakes are gonna start doodling all over the place, rolling their way across the earth, taking out almost everyone at exactly 6 p.m. according to their time zone. Those earthquakes will then trigger gigantic tsunamis, 10 kilometers tall, and go as far inland as Colorado. Every soul left behind will be forever damned.
He saw that he didn't make effort. You could even see mouse cutters. Look at that.
And as Colorado.
Look at that. Look at the graphics quality of Internet Historian. He even left this one out.
Every soul left behind will be forever damned, eventually to go straight down to heck. Now, let's not go lumping everyone in. Most Christian groups did not believe in Harold Camping's teachings. In fact, most Christian groups don't believe in predicting the rapture at all, and even consider it a sin. Matthew 24:36 specifically says that no man can know the day or the hour. So to try and guess at it would be to go against Scripture. Accordingly, Protestant and Catholic groups denounced Mr. Camping's claims.
May 21st, he's a follower of Harold Camping. The Scriptures do not teach that. No man knows the day or the hour.
In fact, even Camping's own producer at Family Radio said it was a bad idea. But that didn't stop Mr. Camping. He saw the big churches as corrupt anyway, so he ignored them and continued charging forward with his prediction.
There's just no reason in the world, no possibility that it will not happen.
And so did his followers.
97% of the people God will destroy.
Do you think this thing is getting blown up too much in the media and elsewhere?
Before we go
like
on,
I just said moments ago, in 94, no internet, media didn't pick up on it, it wasn't a big deal. This time around, he didn't thought this through, like this time around it's different. Media will pick up on it, it will become a big thing. So yeah, media probably took it out of proportion, probably made it way big than even he wanted, and that caused the issue for him.
Details. Number 1. Family Radio receives most of its funding through donations, bequeathments, ads, merchandise and sponsors, but mostly just donations. 2. Family Radio was established in 1959, Camping as the owner and CEO, but there are 2 other chairmen on board to keep him in check. Or at least there were. Unfortunately, in recent years, those other chairmen were getting quite old and sick and having a tougher and tougher time telling Camping no to poor decision making. So by 2010, Camping effectively had free reign over the company. Free reign over its messaging. Free reign over its audience. And free reign over the spending. And he started spending like the world was going to end. The media soon picked up on the ubiquitous advertising, and the word spread further. This, in turn, encouraged more advertising, and in turn more media interest, so things were snowballing. By early May, everyone was talking about the rapture. The search term End of the World May 21st was number 2 on Google search, followed by Harold Camping, May 21st Doomsday, and May 21 Rapture also in the top 10. The traffic online was so substantial it even caused Family Radio's servers to crash. Soon, it became a bit of a meme. And the internet did what it does best. On May 19th, Operation Rapture was conceived. Okay lads, we wake up early on May 21st and throw clothes into the street. It's going to look like a bunch of people were teleported to the afterlife. And hopefully, some of them are going to freak.
Oh no. Did fortune have something to do with this or something? So people were waiting for this, like, we are gonna have fun, and look at that.
Yeah. Well, they had a pretty good turnout, but it doesn't seem like anyone fell for it. Disappointingly, it seems like no one showed up for the pre-rapture orgy organized on Facebook either. Although maybe that's because the location was a bit vague. But best of all, was an event organized by the Phenomenauts. They got people together in the middle of town and filled a bunch of sex dolls with helium and attached them to balloons to transcend into the heavens. It was a beautiful moment, and it made a lot of us reflect.
You should have been a better person!
Yoink. People also tried to make some cash off the situation. They offered to buy Camping's followers' stuff on Craigslist for pennies on the dollar.
Offering to buy on Craigslist raptured people's possessions.
There was also a famous eBay auction, $100,000 post-rapture insurance for only $19.99. But one startup did do quite well.
Dog sit for those called up to heaven.
Based around taking other people's pets in the event of a rapture. And I believe they still operate today. So up next, we'll show you what happened on May 21st and what happened to all those people who truly believed.
October.
But first,
my rhymes are fly, my beats are sick, my crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my
ad time.
Who's there? Hello, it's me.
Oh my God, it's Jesus. What are you doing here?
Well, I just wanted to tell you that me and God have seen your Google search history and were very disappointed.
Oh no.
That's right, and now you're not getting into heaven, or the more exclusive version, Super Heaven, which features a delicious seafood buffet.
Oh no.
Yup.
Oh, how I wish I had taken the time to hide my internet viewing habits.
Well, you didn't, and now you're doomed forever.
Has this ever happened to you? Go to nordvpn.com/internethistorian to keep your website traffic anonymous.
I should have seen that coming.
All looks wholesome to me.
Plus, it also gives you region unlocking. Oh, hey look, it's the UK's exclusive channels. And you didn't even pay a telly license. Oi, oi, stop that. That'll be £52.09. Too late, copper. I've Brexited to Australia now, a place where no law can touch me. How much would you pay for this service? $1 billion? Literally gazillions. Not today. Get 75% off 3-year plan at nordvpn.com/internethistorian and use code internethistorian to get a free extra month, which includes unlimited data, ultra fast speeds, region unlocking in all these places. Also a map of the world, which is useful for things such as geography.
Wow, that's so good I might even get code Internet Historian NordVPN myself.
Yes, Jesus, I think that would be a good idea. Ha 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 ha. Ad over. Before we go on with Mr. Camping, I want to point out two other predictions. In 1806, Mary Bateman also predicted doomsday. Through a chicken. It was dubbed the Prophet Hen of Leeds, because it started laying eggs with the message, "Christ is coming," marked onto them. Amazing. And it all appeared legit. Locals saw the hen lay eggs with the message already written onto them. Can't fake that. Oh my God, people said, and many more flocked to the area to pray. Well, on inspection of the eggs, it was soon figured out what was going on. Mary Bateman had used a corrosive substance to etch into the egg, and then, a couple of minutes before everyone would gather around to watch the chicken lay, Mary would... Oh dear. Come on, man, it's not funny. She was an interesting character though. Claimed to be a witch, poisoned a couple that same year with a deadly pudding.
Interesting is not the word I would use. Damn, really?
She was later tried and hanged in 1809. Strips of skin from her corpse were tanned and sold as magic charms to ward off evil spirits. What the fuck am I reading? Also, shout out to 2012. Remember that one?
As December 21st, 2012 marks the end of the world.
Well, we came because it's the end of the world tomorrow, and we thought we'd better pop in here.
That's the
because
Mayan
apparently this place will be saved.
With accents like those, you would hope they'd be the first to go come the apocalypse.
Okay, let's get on with it. Let's take a closer look at some of the people who followed camping. Take Robert Fitzpatrick, 60, former government employee.
I had plans after I retired, but I put them all aside. I feel as if I've been drafted.
He took almost all of his life savings, $140,000, to have 3,000 posters put up in New York City subways and bus stops.
I'm not going to tell you I'm down to my last penny, but, you know, it's a good chunk of what I had saved up, sure.
Does it matter if you're down to your last penny, if the doomsday is coming?
No, it doesn't.
And he's not the only one. According to the LA Times, the Bauer family hopped in their minivan and drove across the country to see all of the big landmarks before it was too late, racking up thousands of dollars in credit card debt in the process. They really believed they were going to die.
Damn, Jack Bauer, what's wrong with you? Kiefer. I feel sad for these people, but at the same time, man, if you're stupid enough to spend your life's money like this, just believing on some guy who said what, I mean, come on, man, I can't feel sorry for you that much. I mean, this is the time, this 21st century is very, safe, considering other times, man. In ancient times, if you're this stupid, you will probably end up dead by lots of other means. You didn't have luxury to be this stupid before. If you are too stupid, people will dupe you and kill you in the, ancient times. 21st century is more safer and lenient. So if you're this stupid, I can't feel sorry for you that much, man.
Worse still, the Ramsey family. The father quit his job. So did his mum. His younger brother quit high school. And his wife Marcia thought she was never going to meet her unborn child. Some of these people's lives got pretty fucked up. The day is here. It's rapture time. Here we go. Oh Lord, I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a rapture. Watch me, guys. Mr. Camping spent the day at home in quiet solace and contemplation, waiting for 6 p.m. But that's not what Mr. Fitzpatrick did. A confident Fitzpatrick marched into the middle of Times Square amongst a crowd of mocking bystanders, ready to prove everyone wrong.
6 o'clock. In 3 minutes. If it does not happen, what will that mean?
I wouldn't entertain that question.
You're confident.
That's what I read in the Bible.
Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. Nothing happened.
Quack, quack, quack.
And then 6:01, 6:02, and by 6:03, Fitzpatrick's convictions turned to confusion, and it's pretty hard not to feel sorry for him.
I didn't water my plants. I didn't do the dishes before I left. I didn't expect to be going back home. But
It's not just that, he spent his life's money, man. You don't see it on his face, but he's gonna cry when he goes home. Seriously.
looks like I will be going back home.
But look, just so we're clear, we're all still alive, and the rapture didn't happen.
October.
Camping was not in the same celebratory mood.
I'm ready to shoot myself or go on a booze trip.
The next day was a Sunday. People were crushed, confused, looking for answers. They showed up at Camping's church expecting to see him, but someone else was holding the congregation. Instead, Camping spent the day holed up in his house.
Give me a day. No interviews at all today.
But I'm wondering how you feel today about your prediction.
Well, I'm bewildered. I'm very bewildered, and that's all I can say right now.
On Monday, he appeared on his program. But this time, no open forum. But what he did have was a whole bunch of rationalizations. In fact, your boy was doubling down with another prediction.
Now in October.
October 21st, 2011.
And this is it. And it will continue right up until October 21, 2011. And at that time, the whole world will be destroyed.
Now I know what you're going to say, and okay, maybe he got it slightly wrong, but this time he has irrefutable proof of the rapture. Using math. Again. So Camping took May 21st. Then he looked in the book of John, which states they caught 153 fish. So, add 153 days to May 21st, making the new rapture October 21st. How can you argue it's flawless? Yes, Mr. Camping.
Yeah, internet historians would have used some kind of footage which explodes the entire earth rather than a building, because that would make sense. That would explain the gravity of this situation, exploding entire earth. This is stupid.
Fish number. You've got it this time. On Tuesday, he opened the phones on his radio show, and it was the first time that his show was ever exciting to watch.
Why didn't the rapture happen on May 21st? Don't cut me off yet. And why do you believe so much on it's going to happen another 5 months? You're really pathetic. You know, I wasted all my money, and I sent it to you, and I don't have nothing. I was putting my hopes in you. You understand? I wish I could see you face to face. I'd smack you right in the...
What say you now?
Calling names doesn't help anything.
After that, viewership steadily declined. Now, after his prediction for October 21st, the media asked him,
Am I on cocaine?
No, they asked him,
Will you dissolve the company in October?
His response?
I am not the CEO. I'm a servant of God working here, and God is the CEO. We look to him all the time. He has 1,000 ways of getting me out of here. We have to leave that question with the Lord, not with you or with me. That's not our business, that's God's business.
And how prescient, because 2 weeks later, he had a stroke. I do hope he gets the message. But he didn't. A month later, he was back to doing his show. And he pressed on with his new prediction. By October 16th, though, he came to his senses. He admitted that no man could know exactly when the rapture would happen, and made no statement when October 21st came and went. Finally, on November 1st, he retired from his leadership position at Family Radio. Just under 2 years later, he was dead. The result of complications from a fall at his home.
It wasn't me, it was him. Look at him. Get him.
But look, I don't want to be too harsh. He was a flawed man. He messed up some people's lives, but in the end he confessed his mistakes too.
I was totally convinced, totally convicted of it, but I was wrong. I was wrong. I have sinned.
I think he truly believed the rapture was coming. This wasn't one big grift. And everyone just kind of got swept up in the excitement of it all.
I don't think he truly believed it, because when that guy said, are you going to dissolve the company? I mean, just like that other guy who just spent his whole life saving, that guy believed. This guy didn't believe, he was just a con artist, because if he did, he would have dissolved the country in October, because he truly believes. Then he gave a political answer, I'm not the CEO, I'm just a servant of God. He was a fake, man.
So let's put a bow on it with what happened to Family Radio. During the Rapture campaign, Family Radio raised a lot of money, but not as much as they spent. As well as draining their funds, they sold off important radio stations to pay for a lot of the advertising. In the process, they greatly tarnished their reputation. They were bringing in scores of millions in revenue in 2011, but by 2012, it was down to single-digit millions. Now, this is still a substantial amount, but not when you consider their operating costs were $26 million per year. And they couldn't rely on donations to make up the windfall because goodwill had dried up. Now, with fewer radio stations and a shrinking reach, they moved to distance themselves from camping and his baggage. Shows from mainstream Christian groups that Harold pronounced as corrupt were brought into the programming schedule. They announced they would no longer air the teachings of Mr. Camping. And finally, on their website, they removed the archives of Mr. Camping's audio recordings.
Okay, I've kind of bummed everyone out, but that's the end of the story. I've got nothing else to say, so...
Show puppies or something.
Weird Baroque and Renaissance paintings.
Help me. Mom warning me not to fill up before dinner. Me.
Well, time to breastfeed again.
Put me down. I'm 45 years old.
That's good. That's all looking good. God damn it. You're not supposed to look straight at the camera.
Hey, did you pay for that cross?
Yes.
Here, have another bloody me.
Yeah, this is Joseph's kid. Craig. He likes grapes.
It's true. I do. Wait, there's a mosquito.
Thanks.
My new son. He is so beautiful.
Also, previous video, Jeff the Killer, Sonic High School next week, NordVPN.
That was incredible video. I thought it would be about flat earthers, but no, it was about that. This guy, rapture and things like that. Look, man, here's what I'm gonna say. People would say blame the guy who just duped everybody. And yeah, you kinda do blame, but I blame the people who got duped. I mean, I don't care how much you throw stones at con artists. You're the problem. You're the one who got conned. Alright? You should have known better, man. I can't feel sorry for you that much. You can't just spend your life's life-earned savings and just because some guy said that this is going to happen and use the maths which has 173 fishes in it, and somehow that makes sense. This was stupid, man. This whole thing was stupid. People spend hundreds of millions of dollars in these stupid things. This is how you know that world has come to a place where you have too much money. Nobody would have done things like this centuries ago because they didn't have that much of money. Now people are too safe, alright? People have lots of money and they can do stupid things like this rather than focus on their survival or something. Alright, if you like my reaction, please don't forget to like and subscribe.